Okay, we are in CodeHS Web Design. This is lesson 7, learning how to make lists in HTML. So again, I'm skipping over the video, the quiz. We'll jump straight to the example. So the main thing that you want to know about lists is you have to designate whether or not you want your list to be unordered or ordered. Then, if you want something to be a part of that list, you designate it with a list item tag. So we look at this grocery list here. This first example is an unordered list. UL, that simply means bullet points. By default, later on you will learn how to change the style type and make it a square or an open circle, but for now, just leave it alone. And then each list item that's going to fall under that list, we put in a LI tag. So apples, bananas, milk, bread, cookies. Okay. Now this is a little bit weird because under cookies, they then want to say, hey, we want 3 different types, and they're just getting really fancy here. And they are saying, I want chocolate chip, oatmeal, and peanut butter. So this is an ordered list, and by default, it's going to just number 1, 2, 3. Again, later on, we'll learn how to change it so you can number by letters of the alphabet, uppercase, lowercase, Roman numerals, uppercase, Roman numerals, lowercase. You can do all that. We'll deal with that later. But for now, the default is just alphanumeric, or just 1, 2, 3, going in order. And then we close that out and say, okay, I'm done with the ordered list. And that kind of ends, that item was attached with cookies. And by doing it this way, it nested this under cookies. Okay. And then the last item on the list is butter. And then we say, okay, we're done with our unordered list. Okay, so this one's kind of tricky. I don't know that this was the best way to show it out. We probably could have done an unordered list first, then an ordered list, then show how to combine it. So just one thing I do want to show you, like let's just say I did it this way, and let's watch and see what happens. Let's say I just go ahead and I leave cookies alone. All right, what happens there is absolutely nothing. So to me, that was trickier. You could still do it the same way and just have the list item outside of cookies. To me, that's easier, and then it's a little bit easier to follow. But nonetheless, I guess they just wanted to show that those were types of cookies. But because you make this a sub list, it's going to by default be indented. Okay. So this is an assignment. So it says use the unordered list tag to create a web page listing at least 5 classes that you want to take before you graduate. Bonus challenge, try making nested lists under each item of classes you take, adding more detail about each class. We're going to skip that. We're just going to stick to the basics. So this would be an example of what I put. These are some classes I've taught in the past. So I did a title called Classes to Take, even though my heading is exactly the same. Not to confuse you, but that would be what would pop up on the browser tab. So I have my declaration, HTML, head, title, body, H1, and then I have a UL for unordered list, and then for each item I have it in an LI tag. So I have pre-calculus, intro to software technology, financial literacy, AP computer science principles, principles of accounting, all right, and each one is listed with a bullet point. Okay, so if you want to do different courses, you can follow that same template. Just make sure you declare that it's an unordered list, and then each item in the list gets an LI tag. Okay, this one, our assignment, is create an ordered list containing at least 5 places that you'd like to visit. Add subtitles underneath. Again, that's bonus. We're going to skip that, but for this one, I'm ranking 5 places I would like to go. So if you do the same, it'd be kind of cool to see where everybody wants to travel. So again, I have a page title, but then I have my actual title that shows up, Dream Vacation Destinations. It's in an H1 tag. And then because I want this to be numbered, I do OL for ordered lists. And then I close it down here, but within this ordered list, each place is in an LI tag. So Iceland, Italy, Greece, Egypt, and Peru. I think those would all be fun places to visit for various reasons. So there we go. Okay. So again, you can put your 5 places. It's pretty basic. You just put it inside a LI tag. Just make sure you have the OL before, OL, the backslash after. Okay, this one gets a little bit more advanced, and just for time's sake, so this video isn't 45 minutes long. I do realize it will take you longer to do. I'm just going to go over how to do it. This assignment says modify your dream destinations list from the previous activity to create a travel guide for yourself. Your list will include the name of the country you want to travel to, a link to the travel guide, when you want to travel, how long you want to spend there. Each country in the list should be numbered and formatted using H2 tags. Okay. Each country should have a nested, unordered list of 3 bullet points containing a link to the following information, or containing the following, a link to the travel guide. This is where you would get that from. So if you open this up, and I'm going to open up in a new tab. All right. You can search for your country here. So if I want to search for Iceland, all right, I then get that link, and I'm just going to copy it from here. I would copy that URL, and that's where it comes from. It has airports, features of the country. You can see these photos, kind of why I'd like to go there. It just looks really beautiful. You can see the northern lights in Iceland. So you can just copy the link here. That would be the travel guide. That's how you get that. The month you want to visit the country and how long you want to stay. Okay, so just kind of an example, I guess I had Egypt up here first, but you can kind of see, all right, the way I have it formatted. Let me go back to my output, and you can see what the final output is. So for Egypt, so I had an ordered list, and then I had a LI, which would be the first item, which is Egypt. And then within that, I had a H2, which is the name of the country. And then I have my nested list, which is an unordered list with the bullet points. And I have, all right, the World Travel Guide, the month, and the time. Once you do, then I close out my unordered list, unordered list, and I close out that list item. All right, so really this information, once you do it for your first one, you can just copy all of that, paste it, change the country name, change the link. If you'd like to change the month and the amount of time, you can make those changes, but you're not having to retype all these tags. So if you can just do this first one, copy and paste it 4 more times, just update the information, update the content, all right? And then when you finish, you do have to close out, all right, the ordered list at the end down here. Don't forget that. But this one is actually a lot of copying and pasting and just changing the content in between the tags. Okay. And when you finish, you should get all green check marks. All right, and that finishes lesson 7 on lists. Please reach out if you have any questions.